From Senegal to Sugar Hill, trace the bloodline. 100 years of brilliance through the color line. They thought the shackles broke but kept the mental chain. Langston penned the future while they legislated pain. Harlem's ballrooms birthed the cosmos in mahogany, while lynching trees still decorated southern botany. Josephine, Wakers, pearls, and Garvey's Navy ships. Du Bois debating destiny with scholarship on his lips. The Renaissance was a renaissance, it was resistance, fam. Every trumpet blast from Armstrong was a battering ram. They gave us minstrel shows, we gave them Sora Neal. Turned depression into art, made the fabricated real. Cotton Club excluded us from tables every set. To form the Deanest Nightly, never free from the deck. But Bessie Smith could shatter glass, shatter cash, shatter lies. Every note she sang contained a revolution in the sky. Build temples from the rubble, make cathedrals from the struggle. Turn the margins to the center, now they study what we scribble. We build temples from the rubble, every generation double. The inheritance of genius that they tried to keep us from. Fast forward through the decades, watch the pattern reassemble. Malcolm's speeches, Martin's marches, every voice begins to tremble to the earth until the structure shows its fractures. FBI was tracking every coon with every pastor, every actor. 40 acres never came but 40 minutes on a stage. To reconvene your consciousness and channelize the rage. From bebop to hip-hop, the fool lines mathematical. Each generation weaponized the beautiful, the radical. They gave us Reagan, now there's crack and mass incarceration. We gave them Public Enemy and blueprints for liberation. The Harlem Renaissance never ended, just evolved its form. Every freestyle cipher is a brainstorm, is a storm. Where the children of the talented, the tenth that was prophesied, inherit the fire that the water couldn't wash aside. They tried to write us out the narrative. We offered all on text, 100 years of proof, and that we're destined. Where was next? Temples from the rubble, made cathedrals from the struggle. Turned the largest to the center, now they study what we scribble. We built temples from the rubble, every generation double. The inheritance of genius that they tried to keep us from.
All right, this is and you are Under the Groove. This is the Under Groove podcast. This is where we call, or this is where we come together to touch bases with the people, man. I'm here. Hopefully everyone else will be as well. We'll show up, man, as we do. Long day. But before we get into all that, man, grand rising, man, to all the people, man, and hopefully everything is everything with everyone. A lot of love and blessings, man, being dispensed amongst you, man, and you guys are carrying on as you should. Prioritize, man, your lives, man. Focus on that focus, so that you can really get down with that get down, man. And we know what that get down is, man. It's about handling our business. This is the year 2026. It's the year of accountability. All right, let's get it done, man. I see you up in here, Antonio Anthony, man. As always, bro. Salute and love, homie. Glad to see you up in here, man. There we go. So Janice, oh, you're early today. She said, I made it on time today. Peace King. I love the Miz clip. We appreciate you, bud. Yeah, man, that's my guy, man. A lot of brothers don't know, man, from his side of the community, my side of the community. He and I have a relationship. We straight, man. I would support that brother, man, by any means, because I appreciate what he's doing. He sent me a clip this morning, and I'm telling you, man, that thing, I was just inspired, I was inspired, and I told him, I said, this is what you're supposed to be doing, man. So I already know we've talked, the Royal Group Congregation, we've talked about this sort of thing. And yeah, man, I have to step it up, man. Not that I feel like I'm competing with my brother, but I think that, there's more that I could be doing to not just assist that brother, but, assist these young brothers, man, who need that sort of mentoring and guidance. So that was a good look, man. So Miz, man, shout out to you, bro. All love and respect, man. Appreciate what you did, man. And I'm pretty sure the people, when they get a bar of it, they're going to love and appreciate you as well, man. Good job, bro. Good job. All right. All right, Queen and Zinga, I see you up in here, girl. She say love, honor, respect to the Royal Group Congregation. Love and respect right back to you, sweetheart. Looking good, girl. B60M, you're early as well. Good. Hey, but that's a good look, man. He says, greetings, Bub, and the Royal Group Congregation. Right back to you, bro. Hopefully everything is everything. Again, for you brothers, man, that's front and center, and actually get it. Even if you chime in for a few minutes, man, and going about your daily priorities, man, it's understood. But the fact that a lot of you brothers show up, you come and hang out, man, and then you drop these jewels, these gems, man. These jewels And gyms, they're tools, man. You brothers come in and y'all drop them in, and hopefully people recognize them for what they are, man. They get a hold of them and build something as a result of them. So, hey, man, salute to you. You get your medal as well, B60M. Appreciate you up in this get down, bro. Mr. Russell Peterson. I see you. I see you, big bro. Hey, man, much love and respect right back to you, homie. I'm going to tell you, man, it's such an honor to, see you tap in, man. And I can't speak for nobody else, man, but I can tell you, man, I appreciate, when you come and grace this platform with your presence, man. They don't know, but I do. So that's why I say I appreciate you, man. I appreciate what you're doing, when you come in, man. It's all love and respect, I know. And it's love and respect right back, man. Even if you didn't, I have a certain respect and love for you, bro. Like I said, they don't know, man, but one day I might tell, I gave him little stories here and there, but he was one of the guys that, made sure that we were steered right up, on them prison yards. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just about lollygagging all day, shooting shit about nothing. He was one of the brothers, man. Hey, man, take advantage of this time, do something with it. And that's why I appreciate him and a few others I've mentioned, in the past, and as we go along, I'll continue to mention these brothers because, like I say, they are a mainstay. They were a mainstay in my development and, my maturity, man. So I appreciate them. And let's get one thing clear. It wasn't just Hoovers, man. Like I said, man, I have relationships, man, with brothers from everywhere, man. So that my growth is a result of that. All communities had a hand in helping me to mature, raising me, you know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure a lot of brothers can say the same thing, so this is why I pay homage like I do, man, to the OGs, man. All right. So you already know, Big Pete. Love you, homie. Love you. Hey, Pope, man, what it do? How you doing, bro? I hope you're well, man. We missed you the other night, man. I already know, man, your situation, man. You stay grinding, priority first, man. Priorities are first. You know how it go, man. You say intro at UTG is fire. What it do, bub? Mr. Few, but here for it all. Salute to everyone, kings and queens in a royal group congregation, no doubt. Hey, man, so I mentioned that last week, Poke, about the intro and the outro. Hey, man, brothers and sisters got to listen to that shit, man. The shit is fire. I mean that for real, for real. It's some heat, man. It is heat. And I come to learn that my brother-in-law actually wrote it. And he did it for me. So I'm like, hey, man, I appreciate it, man. That thing will be with us for a long time. Unless he come up with something, more heat than this, we're going to hear this one, man, for a long time to come. But anyway, bro, it's good to see you up in here, man. It's good to know that, hey, you are okay, all right? Take care of yourself as you do, homie, Focus on the focus, all right? Lil H-Top, man, what it do? Huh? Yeah, man. He said, what's up, OG? Glad to see you, man. And, I say this, man, quite often because I mean it. Well, there have been a few times where I had dropped like episodes, maybe a year or so ago, man. And I did it. I put OG in the title, man. And I've been correcting that, lately when I'm talking to the RGC, man, or people in general, man. That's an honor, a badge, man. I don't have that. I don't possess that, bro. You know what I mean? The fact of the matter is, like I just said, man, I've just been, fortunate enough to be around those types of individuals, and it might seem as if that rubbed off on me, which is fine by me, but the truth of the matter though, Lil H-Top, man, man, I come from, a generation twice removed from the G's, man, when they started this stuff, you know what I mean? And again, I pay homage to those I recognize as that. You know what I mean? Everybody, they say that they aren't. And that would include me. You know what I mean? I am not an OG. However, I respect how you got at me, man. It's all love, homie. How you been, man? All right, good to see you back up in this thizzle, man. You know what I mean? Like I was telling everybody else, I'll tell you the same thing, man. Better late than never. And always prioritize your life, man. Whatever needs to be first, make that first, man. No exception. You know what I mean? when you have time, man, you want to unwind and come on in and pick up these jewels, man, you know, you'll know when that's, you know, like now, here you are. So appreciate you for being there, loved one. Yeah. Poke Mitchell Podcast TV said, and yes, we all can do better, bub, which is a motivation of mine. I'm telling you, Miz sent me to get down this morning, you know. Initially, when I got it, it was a clip, you know, the brother's doing, you know, profound things, if you ask me. He's mentoring young brothers, man. They have this program where he's co-director, and it's called Young Life Change. You know, I think it's Young Life Change or Young Life Changer. Anyway, he sent it, man. And initially, you know, it took maybe 30 minutes, an hour for me to get to it. When I got to it, I mean, it just, you know, for me, things like that, you know, those type of examples, they hit home for me. You know what I mean? They go straight to my core, you know, my soul. And I felt every bit of it, man. I just appreciated that, one, that he was doing this, man, you know, and he did it so well, you know. He had the attention of them young brothers, man. And, you know, that was a sight to see, man, you know, and it made me, you know, actually say to myself, okay, man, I have to do more, you know. And again, it's not to compete with my brother. He's a good brother, man. I wouldn't do that. I don't do that anyway, but it's an example of what we can do, you know, if we decide to do it. So I said, hey, man, I got to get involved. And we've been talking about this anyway, Pope, becoming more involved, man, with the young brothers, not just in our, you know, our individual communities, our sections, but, man, just period, you know, just period, man. That shit matters, man, you know. And I think it's always, or sometimes it's a good thing to have other individuals speak to other individuals from different sectors and sections, you know, different communities, man, so that they can see, and not just see, but understand and know that brothers from over there think the same way as they G brothers over here. You know what I mean? You know, that there is something we actually have in common, you know, other than the shit we going through, you know? So yeah, that piece, man, I felt it. Nice piece, man. And I got Eddie, man. Me and Miz talked for a while. And yeah, I just say, man, that was very inspirational for me. You know, I don't know how anyone else took it. And by the way, you guys can go look at it on both channels. It is on All Things Politics as well as on Under the Groove Podcast. You know, I have no introduction in it or nothing. I just dropped it raw like that because I think it deserved that. You know, it didn't need a title. You know what I mean? It didn't need me affixing anything to it. So yeah, man. So motivation, bro. Motivation. The homie, how you doing, loved one? You say, remember, you were sent to all communities as a solution to a common problem. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Real spit, man. How you doing, bro? I hope that you're well. And I ain't gonna disappoint you, but I did not watch Battle After Battle because, man, I seen the situation with the couple, man. I was like, nah, you know. So there's these things when, you know, when I view television or watch TV, movies or whatever, man, I have two caveats. I have two things in place that will either allow me to watch the movie, well, that will not allow me to watch the movie. One is slavery and bondage type stuff. I don't watch that stuff, man. And another is our sisters with, you know, other ethnicities, man, you know, even brothers with other ethnicities. I you know, that's just, you know, I don't know. I have my opinion about that, man, especially when they do it in movies, man. You know, I think it's something sinister about that, underhanded, you know, something that those who do that type of situation, or, you know, whether it was real life or not, you know, I always think that there's always an ulterior motive. You know what I'm saying? And so I stay away from that type of propaganda, man, those types of movies, you know. If you got another one for me, the homie, man, send it on over, man, and I will get on that maybe tonight. You know what I'm saying? No later than tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. You know, I always on the weekends we prepare for our weekends, you know. So if you got something else in mind, brother, by all means, you know, send it over to me, all right? And you know, that is with that, bro. You know, but my wife, she did watch it. Um, and you know, it initially when I asked her, okay, you know, last night, I said, okay, well, let's get that movie Battle at the Battle. And she said, oh, okay, well, and then she kind of looked and I said, what? uh, she said, oh, well, you might not like it. I said, give me a synopsis. What, you know, give me an idea of what we're talking about here. She said, oh, it was civil rights era, but it was this situation with that situation. I said, oh, yeah, all right, you know. It was going though when I walked in and I, you know, I'm like, ah, nah, you know, I don't know. Yeah, man. Like I say, man, you know, I I'm wired like that, man. I'm wired like that, you know. And that's not to say let's get some, you know, well, you know, one day, man, you know, well, actually, little by little, I give a piece of myself. I you know, I shine some light on what I went through, you know, in terms of how what I went through made me into who I am, you know. So I say that to say, man, at some point, man, I'll divulge, you know, you know, some aspects of my life. I'll let you guys know, you know, about, you know, parts of my life, man, that only a few know, you know what I'm saying? Not only that, but just share with you guys my experiences, you know, provided that you well, most of my experience, anything I share with you guys will it will not be anything that would glorify any harm or damage that, you know, my activities in the past brought to any community. You know what I mean? So that'll never happen. But you know, overall, man, aside from that, you know, there's a whole lot about, you know, me and, you know, I can talk about and share with everybody, you know what I mean? A whole lot. So, all right. Okay. Let's get back to this, man. Poke Mitchell say, Bub, I've been in my study bag, man. Hold on. Where'd it go? That thing jumped on me. Bub, I've been in my study bag. Marcus Garvey said that the conditions that black folk will go through will be the reason for us to come together. I support that comment, that statement by Marcus Garvey for sure, man. You know, the Messiah was right about that. I think, you know, I don't think that it's in my, you know, the spirit says so, you know. It's just a matter, I think, of time, you know what I mean? But now by saying that, I think also that we need to understand that we don't have all the time in the world, man. You know, we don't have all the time in the world, you know. Our condition, and again, there's nothing any of us went through that someone else hasn't went through. It's just a matter of perspective, you know what I mean? It's how, you know, we perceive that experience. You know, we may very well express it differently, but the issue itself, whatever that issue was, in terms of the lives we live, man, it's all the same. We all go through the same shit, you know. But Marcus Garvey is absolutely right, man. The conditions that we go through are or will be those conditions, those experiences that will bring us together. And again, when that happens, we're gonna turn everything on its ear, man. I'm pretty sure of that. I'm pretty sure of that. I got Miz calling me right now, man. Damn. All right, hold on. I'm gonna do this. Hold on, y'all. Bro, what's happening?
Oh shit, nothing, man. Oh man, I had like two.
Well, hold on, Miz. Hold on. I'm doing the live right now, bro.
Oh
Yeah. I'm doing the live right now, and actually,
okay,
you know.
I'll talk to you later.
All right. If you want, you can, you know, chop it up for a little bit, man. If they can hear you, that's fine by me.
I'm so tired, bro.
All right, there you go.
For the past 3 hours, yeah.
There you go. All right, I'll hit you after this get down. All right.
Okay, I appreciate it.
All right, bro.
All right.
All right. But yeah, man. You know, it is what it is in terms of, you know, shit. I actually lost my train of thought. But when we're talking about, you know, that time or when that situation, that day comes, yeah, we're gonna have a whole lot, man, that, you know, that's gonna be the reason or the motivation for us to, you know, bring change, you know, to the world, man. And again, so when we think that whatever happens, when it happens, it's going to serve just us, I beg to differ. I would like to caution everybody and say, man, when that happens, the whole world is going to change. People are going to change as a result of it. Trust that, man. Trust and know that, you know? So there that is, man. The homie say, Bub, remember the creator will stand with you in all your righteous revolutionary change from the foolishness. Keep it creator first and all else will fall in place like a puzzle. Yeah, man, life is that, man, a puzzle. I appreciate that. Again, man, I there's one thing about this whole get down, man, and I'd be remiss not to say it, man. I appreciate that, you know, I'm not just able to do this, that I want to do it, you know. I think that it was only right that I'm in this space, you know. I'm not as large as the world or whatever, man, but I'm fine with it, you know what I mean? But I think I'm in it because that's the way the energy, you know, the power that is, or whatever that is, man, you know, had written in the script for it to be, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I haven't bucked against it. That's why I haven't fought against it, you know. I tend to try, today I walk a certain way with a certain mindset because I understand, man, I've been given an opportunity. First, the first opportunity that I was given, man, is just the fact that I'm here. You know what I mean? That goes a long way, man. It should, man, with all of us. But for me, that means a hell of a lot, you know. Now, couple that with the fact that I'm in a space where I'm cool, man. You know, you know, I don't think nothing negative about it. I don't think in terms of, you know, man, this shit, it's none of that. There's always this vibe, man, of this frequency, this energy, man, that goes on, man. Anytime I get to thinking about this, you know, Royal Group Congregation, man, touching bases with the people, man, or any type of material content that needs to be dropped or that will be dropped that will affect the people, I'm like, hey, man, I'm with that, you know, and I think it was meant to be, you know, so I had no issues with it, man. You know, whatever powers that be that created this space for me to be in, man, I appreciate it, you know, straight up, man. You know, the homie, you going to say God is an acronym, and that acronym is generator, operator, developer. That's the acronym of GOD, everybody. Again, man, tools, jewels that are tools, you know, these are gems. God is an acronym. That acronym is generator, operator, developer. GOD. All right, bro. Yeah, I can stick that in my cap right there. That's another feather in my cap, man. Keep that with me. Generator, operator, developer. All right, I get it. Hey, Poke, man, you say much respect to Big Miz for his contribution in being a third eye for the children that might not be able to see issues before they arise. And that's crazy you say that. Well, again, you know, that's not crazy you say that. That was meant for you to say, man, and that's a good look. I had put in the description, man, for that video for both that, you know, that he did, that, hey, man, them young brothers, they may not understand it, but he's lacing them. He's preparing them, man, you know, for life, man, for a future. You know what I mean? He's telling them, man, you know, what to expect and then how to go about not just missing, but dodging, being able to observe or discern issues, man, before, like you said, they arise. You know what I mean? I like I said, man, I looked at the video, man, them young brothers, all of them are attentive. You know, they are participating, you know, and then he just felt so comfortable in that spot. That's what really did it. I was like, yeah, man, that frequency went up when I peeked that shot. So yeah, man, Miz, and that's his niche, man. That's his niche, you know. And let me switch reels, but in the same vein. Brother Roscoe, man, Raymond Skull, man, 102, man, brother out of the way from the Rays, man. Peace and blessings to you and yours. Yeah, he about to do his thing, man. He sent me a couple of videos this morning, and I'm telling you, his whole demeanor was natural, you know. So I await, to get his content, man, to check him out, man, lock in on him, man. I think he's going to do an excellent job as well, man. And again, man, yeah, we need brothers involved in this get out, man. We're not even going to talk about where they from no more. That don't matter, we just need brothers involved, man. I trust in that. I know that, man, to my core. Brothers got to get involved, man. So yeah, that is, man. Queen Nzinga says sometimes you have to get past things to get the message. Yeah, that what the saying, how the saying go, you have to go through something to get to something, and that would include, the message, a lot of what we go through too, man. I think we were talking about this the other night. Really, man, are just lessons, lessons that can help to guide you, through this life, man, through life, I don't take none of that stuff lightly, man. Not anymore. You know what I mean? And it's been this way now for a while now, So yeah, I agree, man. You have to get past things, man, to get the message. You know what I mean? I agree with that. Roxy the Duchess. All right, sister. That's another one of the home queens right here, man. It's good to see you in here, sis. It's an honor to have you in here amongst us, man. Appreciate seeing you. She said, hey, bub, I'm glad I was able to be there when you needed and was able to use that savvy digging what I'm hearing as well. God is good, bro. And I give him all the praise and all the glory. And Roxy the Duchess is, like I said, she's one of the home queens, man. But not only that, she's one that wrote and provided us with our second intro. But it was fire nonetheless, you know what I mean? And that, I would love, again, between her and Brunlaw, they've done some exceptional work, I'm pretty sure, we've given Roxy her kudos. And if we haven't, we appreciate you, Roxy. You did an excellent job. Your piece was above board. And, and we could rock that thing forever, man. I really did dig that. I still do, actually, because I still listen to it. But, yeah, man, thank you for your contributions to this get out. It means a lot. It means a lot, really. So, yeah, you are appreciated, sister. One love. Yeah, y'all need, I think I put that in there before. The name of the cut that was the intro, outro months back was Savvy, but you got to go check it out, man. Roxy the Duchess. I think you can find it on YouTube, as a matter of fact. Y'all give her, man, tap in, man, with that. Tap in with that. Give her, give her some love, y'all. Give her some love. The homie said, Bub, watch Claudine and Never Die Alone by Donald Goings, played by DMX. Claudine, man. Yeah, that was a cold one. I remember going to drive-in as a kid to see that one. And damn, what's cold about that? It's like, even back then, man, the struggle, man, was real, the struggle was real. Nowadays, a lot of our young ones, a lot of our young brothers and sisters, I don't know if they really, they may know they're in the struggle, but do they really acknowledge it? You know what I mean? And not to take nothing from them or, chop them, chop the knees from under them, because we went through the same shit, but we, the struggle was actually different when we were going through it. You know what I mean? There wasn't social media, there wasn't a lot of the things we see today, cell phones and stuff like that. There wasn't Jordans. There wasn't, what I mean? All that stuff didn't come to the 80s, It was the 80s when we had begun to get a bar that, wearing gold and all that stuff like, we see them doing now. All these fits, name brands, stuff, yeah, that didn't happen for a lot of us until the 80s, before the 80s, man, shit. Poverty, it was a struggle, but Claudine, you mentioning Claudine, man, is something, man, that is something. That is a classic. In fact, I think I'll go in and get that one up in there. And did anybody watch War Dogs? I'll tell you, it's worth watching. War Dogs. And the other one I suggested was The Education of Sonny Carson. Y'all need to get them both a try, man. All right. Appreciate that, the homie. Wait a minute, let go back. Okay, yeah. You say also I talked to Dabo's sister today. Monday was refreshing. Excuse me. Also, I talked to Dabo's sister today, Monday. Very refreshing. Haven't talked to her in years. Good to hear she's doing well. Yeah, man. Monday was the home girl, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, you talk to again, you tell I say, hey, what's happening, man? All right. You're going to say, talk to Dennis Fully Love the other day as well. Good to hear he's doing well as well. Man, I ain't heard from D in a minute, man. Man. Good love one, man. Like, hey, I'm telling you, another one we grew up with. We grew up together, you know. So we got history, man. We got history. Him, Stone, you know, Weedy, rest in peace. Eugene, rest in peace. You know, Emily, man, you know. Yeah, man. We got history, man, you know. And I'm glad to hear that the Dennis is doing good, man. Hopefully Stone is doing it, you know, just as well, man. I wouldn't mind talking to him. I asked Mexican about him. I think it was last week, man. If you talk to him, you know, it'd just be good to talk to him. It would be a nice look, man. You know, talk to bro, man. And I'll send a shout out to Dennis for love and Stone, man. Hope they're both well, man. Polk says, Bub, telling your story is definitely key. I'll tell you, just like the whites love. Excuse me, Bub, telling your story is definitely key. I'll tell you, just like the whites have to recognize their role in their history towards black folk, we now have to do the same. And like you said, before it's too late. Yeah. And if you notice, man, we have people from our communities, man, that didn't get around, you know, to really telling their story, their side of it, man. And what I see happening as a result of that is other people coming along and telling their story. You know what I mean? And it makes me wonder, how's that possible, man? How could somebody just up out of nowhere go and tell a story about somebody they didn't know? You know, it makes me wonder if they went and tapped in with the family and said, hey, we like to do a documentary, a movie, or whatever on so and so. Is that all right? And by the way, this is what you'll receive. If you know what I mean? I wonder. They did just do that movie of Raymond Washington. I don't know who produced it, who directed it, or any of that, man. But I have a strong feeling. I think strongly that black folk were involved in that, you know. But he's just one of many, man. You know, there's a lot of our brothers and sisters that I think those other people are looking at their story or trying to figure out a way, man, to put that, you know, in a position where it can generate money for them. You know what I mean? So your point, man, is made. I get it. Before it's too late, you know, individuals, you know, all of us, especially, you know, and that's the thing, man. A lot of us take it as though when it comes to wanting to tell our story that we have to be these supernovas, you know. I mean, these stars, man, stars that are bigger than stars to tell a story. That ain't true, man. You know, that ain't true. That's not true, you know. So the same advice you give me, man, I want to, you know, reciprocate that advice, push it back out there, man, and say, hey, man, y'all can do it. We can do it before it's too late. Story worth telling, man. All our lives are stories worth telling. Real shit. C1, I see you. How's the sister today? Hopefully you're all right over there in the deep. She said, I just made it, sir. Just had to start my EP live in the background. Do your thing. We already know how it go. She said, love, peace, and blessings to all the kings and queens and guys alike in the chat. B1 for those of you who don't know, it means black first, you know. And that's something, you know, we hear a lot, and we say a lot here in the Royal Group congregation. You know, that's just what we do, you know, and for the most part, well, just period, I think it's meant, we mean it when we say it, you know. So yeah, B1 right back to you. Black first, sister. You're going to say I'll be streaming it for the rest of the day. I love for y'all to stop past, have a listen when you get time. You got to put the get down in there though, C1. Because the wife and I, yeah, we'll go straight to that. But I need to know exactly, I need to understand exactly where to go so I can, vibe with you. You know what I mean? So yeah, do that. Send that link. If there's a link, send me however I need to get there, direct me to that spot. All right. In fact, you put it in the get out, man, so that everyone here, who may want to go in and check it out, they got the information. They have the directions, So drop that in there, sister. Yeah, do that. Yeah, let us get a bar, you get down. Yeah, I want to vibe with you. Yeah, see how that go. What we got here? Poke Mitchell said, man, these days it's important to seek the truth. Just keeping it real with yourself first, because an idle mind will have you to miss our blessings. It's another thing we talk about, man. But idle mind, man, you end up, basically either wasting a whole lot of time or getting into something you ain't got no business involved in. You know what I mean? That's how that go, man. I'm just saying, I'm just saying. And then, and sometimes, there's a lot of times, I think often we miss our blessings, man, and again, I think part of the reason why we miss them is because a lot of us, we tend to want blessings that are humongous, blessings that are, tangible. You know what I mean? Something we could say, hey, look what I got, God did for me, and when we tend to think like that, or we tend to want those type of blessings, we tend to only seek or look for those type of blessings. We miss the smaller ones. We miss the small blessings, man. And again, man, it's the small ones as they compile, as they fall on top of each other, they get bigger and bigger and bigger, and before you know it, there's that blessing, man. There's that one you've been looking for. It was all them little ones, man, just broken up into pieces, giving to you, little by little, Again, man, I think it's done like that. I think that we receive them like that, especially those of us who recognize them, even when they're minuscule, it's because we need to first learn how to appreciate the small things in life before, we want to call ourselves wanting to have something huge, that might be beyond, our capacity to even handle. So it's like spoon feeding, you know what I mean? Just a little bit at a time, man. But you got to be able to recognize when them small blessings, when they fall in your lap or when they present themselves, man. You got to treat them the same way that you would a huge one, You got to look for them as well. You got to look for them, because if you don't, you might miss them. That's what the homie's saying. And that's true. Okay, I think, yeah. Patrick Morns. Good evening, everyone. Patrick said, hey, all right, good evening right back to you, bro. Hey, man, welcome to Under the Groove podcast, man. This is where we come together, and when we come together here, we call this little gathering, man, touching bases with the people. You in this get out, man, you touching bases with us, man. We appreciate that, man. Here, man, it's just about love and respect, man. We talk and chop up those things, those issues that we think, or we're pretty sure, that can bring us together, man. There's no disrespect here, all right? It's okay to agree to disagree, but there's no disrespect here, man. Everything here is above board, homie. This is where we focus on the focus, and that is us. B1, that equals black first. That's what we focus on, man. That's not to say we're racist or anything like that. We're saying we have to start paying attention to our issues, those things that affect us, not just us, but our children, their future, So that's what B1, means to a lot of us. And it very possibly well would mean a lot more to others. I'm just giving you the surface of it, you know what I mean? But hey, brother, you're more than welcome to be here, man. It's an honor that you're here, man. We appreciate you coming. Hang out with us, man. Hang out with us. And hopefully you pick up some of these jewels and, these gems along the way, man. Thanks for being here, bro. All right, C1, what you say? Okay, you hollering at Poke. Okay. Sam's Evans, he said, I remember Monday from 73rd, if that's the same person. Yeah, that's her. That's Davo's sister. That's Davo's sister. The homie say, man, watched the education of Sonny Carson a few times. That was a cold flick, though, man. That was a cold flick, man. And I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure, man, just looking at the flick, man. I mean, it was different in a different location, New York. I don't think it was Jersey. I'm pretty sure it was New York, man. But looking at the way they did that movie, man, the way they lined it up, man, there are so many of us who can relate. You know what I'm saying? I mean, man, from childhood to adulthood and everything in between, man. You know, the gangs, the drugs, the police, prison, you know, loss, you know, hurt, pain, man, joy, all that, man. You know, and that's why, you know, The Education of Sonny Carson is actually one of my favorite movies. You know, that's one of my favorite movies right there, man. Yep. Yeah, man. Poke says to C1, is everything good? A real man has to do more than provide sometimes, especially a black man. It's good to be able to lead my family the right way. And thank you for asking. So C1, y'all having y'all little conversation, which is all right by the chat, man. You know, Royal Group Congregation, this is what we do. Y'all do the dang thing, man. Yeah, man. Remember Isha? And yeah, Maxine, yeah, man. Yeah. On 73rd, man. Yeah. Nutman, man. Nutman was a good brother too, man. With the business. Man, rest in peace, man. Where's Rooster? The homie, you know what Rooster is? Queen Nzinga says a cold movie is life. Okay, I got it. A cold movie is life ain't nothing but a hero sandwich. Check that one out. All right, there's another one. I probably need to watch that again, Queen Nzinga. I probably need to see that one again as well. Life ain't nothing but a hero sandwich, y'all. That would be a good one also to watch. Let's see. Which Wiz with Donna Ross and Michael Jackson? Yeah, of course I remember that one. Yeah. If that's the Wiz you're talking about. Yeah, the Wiz. That's what it was titled. It wasn't even the Wizard of Oz, it was the Wiz. Yeah, damn, that movie came out like shit. It was the 70s. It was the 70s. I don't even think it was the late 70s. It had to have been around the mid 70s or something like that. But I do recall it. Yeah, I do recall that movie. I haven't saw that one in a while. All right, Smoke Miami, Choctaw, where you been, man? He say, hey, man, how you been? Where you been? Hopefully everything is everything, and you and yours, man, are in good hands. You know what I mean? Nothing to complain about. That's also a good look, bro. Good to see you back up in here with us, man. Come on, hang out. You know how we do. Now, my wife had me on Sparkle, man. The original Sparkle. Yeah. It is funny, man. Like I say, I got this weird thing about movies. Some movies honestly, man, I didn't get up on a lot of these movies, man, until I came home. And, you know, me and the wife, we watching movies. And I'm like, what's that? Funny thing is I had a cell phone in there, but, it was mostly like PBS shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't watch. Well, honestly, I watched a lot of like action movies, like Marvel shit. You know what I mean? DC comics. You know, I'm a real fan. Shit like that, man. My wife will say to this day, she said, "Oh, well, he don't like watching black movies." That's not true. That's not true. It goes in line with what I was saying earlier about certain movies. I don't like old shucking and jiving raccoon movies. I can't stand that old tap dance stuff, man. You know, I just, oh man, it turns my stomach, man. So, you know, but not to say that, you know, what we're talking about now with those types of movies, you know, but a lot of, you know, movies, yeah, I won't sit down and watch them, man. You know, and also depends on who the actor is and actress is in the movie. That helps me determine because, you know, a lot of them, I understand a lot of their body of work just from titles and stuff, or, you know, how you see trailers and say, oh man, this dude, you know, well, but yeah, man. Sparkle was a good one, man. That was a good one. I can do that. I can do that. Yeah. The homie say, man, there you go, man. The homie, he say, got a class for you, bub, across 110th Street. No shit. No shit. Now, again, some movies, man, I'm all in, man. I will watch that. I will watch Sparkle. I will watch Claudine, you know. In fact, to be quite honest, I will watch a lot of Bill Cosby's movies from back in the day, man. Some of Richard Pryor's movies. Who was that Bill Cosby? What's that? Uptown Saturday Night, Cotton Comes to Harlem. You know, flicks like that. You know, black exploitation movies like that. I will watch those. You know, to be quite honest, I would watch those. But yeah, Across 110th Street, yeah, it's a classic. We'll get into that. We're gonna do some movie watching this weekend, me and the missus. Gotta go get that popcorn, gotta replenish that popcorn. Yeah. Cornbread Earl and Me. That was Larry Fishburne. Yeah, that was his first movie, right? Right. That's another classic, man. Kimberly Mitchell, what's up, sister? All right, home queen. Good to see you out and about. Hope that everything is all right with you and everybody as well on that end, sister. Kimberly says, man, Hoover, hey, real ones. I've been busy trying to get my hooves. Optimism is the word. Hurdles, Avengers. And love yourself. All right. Optimism is the word, y'all. All right. All right. And you know, we say this quite often, and it goes for you as well, Kimberly, man. Priority first, you know, and also, hey, man, late better than never, you know, but priority first. That you know, that go without saying, you know, and everybody should understand that, you know. We should always prioritize our lives, put everything in its proper perspective, you know. So there's nothing to explain here. We love the fact that you're here, and for as long as you're here, it's all good. Love seeing you. Love seeing you in this get down, sister. All right. Queen and Zinga talking about the homie. I've watched all these movies on several occasions. Some days I only want to watch old black movies. All right, go on in. I'm gonna get into the habit of that. The homie talking about facts. That's what's up, man. Hey, James, what it do, loved one? Salute right back to you, homie. James says, salute, brother Bub. I'm late coming from the hydraulic shop. I hope all is well with you, big dog. I appreciate you, one. And man, all love and respect to you as well as CPT, bro. You're here, man. That's all that matters, all right? That's all that matters, bro. Yep. You already know. You're gonna say if your first priority ain't black, then you fucking up the game. You know, and for sure. You know, because you know, black men and women, man, need to be their first priority. You know, that's real, man. You know, and then everything after that, man, again, be one first. Let's just, you know, be one first. You know, be a black man, a black woman first. Be one first, you know. Oh, that might be a t-shirt shit. Yeah, man. I see you, James. You said, man, if your first priority ain't black, then you fucking up the game. Frederick has to be, man. Salute right back to you, bro. You know, you always drop four. I'm gonna drop four right back with you, right back to you, bro. How you doing? It's good to see you in this get down, man. Hope all is well, man. And again, to everybody, man, grand rising, y'all. All right. It is such a blessing, a privilege, man. You know what I mean? And we're so fortunate to be here right now. So, grand rising everybody, man, and hopefully everyone is actually doing well, man. All right. This is Under the Groove podcast. For those who don't know, what we're doing right now is touching bases with the people, y'all. This is how we get out. And this, who you guys see in here, chopping it up, going back and forth, these are members of the congregation, the Royal Group congregation, to be exact. These the people, man. These the people, man. This where it go down at. All right, good to see you in here, man. James said, rest in peace, Big Monster Cody. I just read that book again. One. Yeah, man. You're going to say, James, education is crucial. Reading and writing is important for everyone, not just to learn, but to excel at, expand, and grow your mind. Don't cut yourself short over some ignorance or stupidity. Real talk. 1-9. All right. Real talk 19. That's what you put there. But I know you meant 1. Real talk, man. Again, that's something that we all, you could never, at least I couldn't. Education, man, I'm telling y'all, man, it don't bore me. It shouldn't bore anyone, The fact of the matter is, the way they educate the people now, our people especially, man, it does such a disservice to them, man. It puts them in frame of mind where, a lot of our people, and I could recall saying this myself, will say and think, go about life as though education does not matter, but that's only as a result of how we've been miseducated for us to think and feel that way about something that's so, man, that could uplift us, you know what I mean? That could empower us, So yeah, man, don't think for a minute that education doesn't matter. It does, And even in some respects, man, in terms of how they miseducate us, man, there's still always things to be learned, man, even when the learning process, man, is being watered down. You know what I mean? And that's how I see that, man. Patrick Morning says, yes, sir. I'm with giving back to the community. Love for that blackness, man. There you go. There you go. And you know what? We all say here the objective is to get everybody on that page, on that wavelength, that mindset, where we go back, man, and try to do something for the community. You know what I mean? I was thinking, well, we were having this conversation last week. It was well, I think it was me and Boss Claus. We were talking about our young blacks, our brothers and sisters who find their way to, college, be it just a regular college or be it Ivy League or whatever. You know what I mean? The truth of the matter is, man, when most of them go to college, they don't come back home. You know what I mean? Especially those who are considered very talented, gifted, skilled, or genius. Those who monitor education on that level, I think that they have a certain curriculum they have to follow when they come across our people who are like on that level of genius or knowledge, know-how. And for lack of a better term, they report them. And before you know it, people come in, they groom them, I don't know if a lot of you guys know that the CIA and the FBI, they frequent colleges, man, every semester. They go recruit from colleges, and sad to say, a lot of our brothers and sisters have been recruited by those institutions, those organizations, and when that happens, for sure, they never come back, They never come back, man. It would be something, though, if they did one of them moves like a spook that sat by the door, went and got it, and then came and gave it back because we sure need it. You know what I mean? And we need them as well. That would be something, man. That would be something. You talking about giving back to the community? Ooh wee, yeah. A lot of them do that. You know what I mean? And again, there's nothing wrong with being educated. You know, I don't think that at all. I think that though there's something wrong when our people are educated. Um, they're educated in such a way to where they don't want to come back and you know do something for the community, help the community, as best they can, bring what they learn, what they've learned back to the community. You know, that's what disturbs me. You know. Poke says, man, B1 for sure. B1, excuse me, B1 for sure. Once again, salute to the kings and queens in the royal group congregation. 100, homie, for real. Real. Chris 223, what it do? Give you a black fist, brother. Good to see you back up in this get down, man. All right. Good to see you back up in this get down, bro. Hopefully everything is everything, man. You and yours are well. It's just great. It's awesome, man, to see you back here amongst us, bro. All right, jump in. You know how to do it anytime, huh? As you see fit, as you feel. James said, love and respect to the righteous FBA brothers and sisters. Yeah. Hey, I caught a piece. In fact, I'm going to do a piece on FBAs. The piece is going to, evolve around a concern those FBAs who join fraternities and, sororities and stuff like that. There's this thing about these hidden or these rituals or whatnot. I've known quite a few brothers who are part of fraternities, and I always ask some brothers. I see the omega sign. I see in their skin like a branding, and I've asked a couple of girls, man, why would you do that, man? And then, I thought about it and I checked myself. And as soon as it came out my mouth, I said, damn. I said, probably the same reason why I put this tattoo on my forearm, yeah. These rituals, man, we get caught up, man, in these rituals, man, and this symbolism and shit, man, and it does more damage to us than we know. But I'm gonna do a piece tomorrow, man, on that thing exactly, especially where it involves or concerns FBAs. I think that'd be a good look, man. Man, the rooster passed away. Did that happen in jail, the homie? I don't know. I think I'm mixing up Rooster with Red, with Little Red, White Boy Tim and them little brother. Damn, the Rooster passed away. I didn't know that, man. Fuck. Yeah, rest in peace, homie. I didn't know that. James Cash said, man, they need to cut some of our brothers some slack. Because remember, everybody played a role in this shit. I don't like when people point fingers at others and ain't looking at themselves first, homie. Yeah. 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 And we're beginning, or we're starting to say this more often, James, about us, complaining to others, of saying, hey, man, it's their fault, their fault, their fault. When, come on, man, after so long, man, we have to be accountable. We have to take some responsibility. We've also added to or contributed to our, our station, where we are in society, in the world. This I would say at this point is really more our fault than anyone else's. As a people, as black people, melanated people, man, there's nothing we don't know about them. There's nothing that they've done to us that we don't know about, that they do to us that we don't know about. You know what I mean? Or that we haven't experienced, for those of us who survived, the shit that they didn't put to us, yeah, hey man, it's shit. we got to start taking responsibility. We have to start being accountable, man, for the things or those things that ail us, for those things, man, that aren't right, not just in our communities, but in our lives as well, individually as much as collectively. So yeah, I agree with that. That finger pointing shit, that ain't, it's like complaining. Ain't gonna change shit. Only time that's gonna occur if we decide to stop pointing our fingers at other people and start pointing our fingers at us, poking ourselves hard enough to make us get up, get off our asses, and get something done. So I agree with that, man. All right, Sam Evans, I see that, man. Damn, I don't know how I missed that, and I know I'm not that old where I forgot. I don't recall that, man. I don't recall that, and that's messed up, man. Man, Lady Sing the Blues, and Mahogany, and I'm telling you, man, Mahogany, Donna Ross, I don't have an affinity for Donna Ross. Let me be real. Only a few of her songs I actually like, what I mean, that I'll sing along with, that's in my playlist. But there's a reason for that. Anyway, Donna Ross just makes you want to hate her in the movie. In Mahogany, you know what I mean? It's just some crazy shit. But at the same time, in Lady Sing the Blues, you got to feel for her. She did that. She played both of them roles to a T, She played both them roles to a T, man. It's cold shit, man. Both are classics, though. Those are black classics right there. I wouldn't even call them black exploitation movies. Black exploitation. I wouldn't. Those are classic black movies right there, man. Damn, boy. I hope somebody's writing these movies down. I better do it, but I already know she's gonna do it. But yeah, because I'm gonna have me a field day this weekend. That's what I'm gonna do. Take a load off. Yeah, man. That is a classic, man. I remember going to the drive-in to see that one. It Sings the Blues. Who remembers Ben? Now, my brother, to this day, he'll tell a lie. He'll tell a lie in front of all, we'll be chilling or whatever. And we'll get talking about what we're talking about now, old movies and stuff. And he said, "Oh man, I remember when we went and saw Ben, Bubba was crying." I said, man, I was not crying on that damn movie, man. But he swept him down. I was crying. I'm like, man, knock it off, man. But that is also another one of the movies I love, Ben, man. That was a good movie. Can't help but remember the song, That's Mahogany. Yeah, the song is also a classic. All right, what else we got? 110th Street. Okay. Yeah, man. Claudine. All right. Yeah, man. Shit. Movies, man. I love movies, man. Not all movies, but I love movies, man. Especially the ones we're talking about now. I'm like that. I love them. Lady Sing the Blues, man, and Mahogany, man. Both movies, man, in the same comment. That's fire. I have to admit that. That's fire. Car Wash is a classic, man. Story behind it. A lot of people look at it as a bullshit ass raccooning movie, man. But really, man, that's a cold movie about struggle, man, about love, a whole lot of shit. Car Wash is also a classic, man, and the soundtrack is fire. Soundtrack is fire, man. All right, got that one too. Yeah, man. Queen Nzinga says, man, they say when you point a finger at someone, you get 3 pointed back at you. So watch yourself. All right, Queen Nzinga, tell the truth. No finger point, man. Hey, you recall growing up for some of us, the elders used to say, boy, don't be pointing. It used to trip me out like, What the hell you mean don't point? You know, and you know, it took a couple of slaps up against the back of my head, man. From people in the family, relatives, people on the street, elders, like, boy, don't be pointing, stop pointing, you know. I never forget it, man. And so now, to this day, I don't point. You know what I mean? Yeah, it makes all the sense in the world. Don't point. So James Cash says, Poke Mitchell Podcast TV, how you doing, my brother? I gotta get with your get down. I'm subscribing right now. My apologies. I would have done it sooner. Seems it ain't enough hours in the day no more. I think we all get that, huh? The days, man. The days are going by quicker. I was just talking to my wife this morning. They're talking about moving the daylight savings. They're talking about before it's supposed to change, moving it back earlier than when it's supposed to. These people messing with people's biology, man. I think, man, changing the time of the day and all this shit, man, just to fit how they do things, you know what I mean? Hey man, the time is the time. I get it, man, but the time is the time, man. Shit, yeah, man. Okay, we 3 hours away from New York or down south somewhere. So what, man? So what, man? Shit, what does that matter, man? Y'all changing the time like y'all trying to change everything else, gonna fuck something up. Excuse my language, but that's what's gonna happen. They gonna mess something up, man. Keep changing shit back and forth. Excuse me, y'all. Ain't enough hours in the day. Oh, Cornbread Earl and me. Yeah, I got me a cold movie list now, man. Cold movie list. All right. So anyway, yeah, Pope. Your auntie played in it. All right. Celebrity in the family. That's right. Yeah, man. James Cass said, man, I appreciate you, brother Pope. Love, respect, and power to you and all of yours, King. Happy Thursday. Always a humble pleasure to see brothers like you in here with the RGC and the UTG. And that, that goes for everybody, man. Straight up. That goes for everybody, man. And it's an honor, man. There's a lot of love and respect as a result of this, man. People need to get up on it, man. Ain't nothing wrong with this. James Cass said, peace, love, respect to all of the beautiful sisters in here. Sending all of my best wishes and positive vibrations y'all way. Y'all are appreciated, admired, and loved. Black fist up high. One. Speak on it, bro. Yeah, we was just talking about that the other night, man, on the Get Out, man, where the fact of the matter is, man, when brothers tend to talk about how we doing each other, whatnot, we neglect to recognize or, admit that we treat our sisters 10 times as worse, no love, no respect, man. We do them a disservice, we do them a disservice, man. Yeah, it's high time, man, that we pay the proper love and respect, the proper homage to our queens, man, our goddesses, man, because I'm telling y'all, and we talked about this the other night, they're going to be the ones to bring this shit all together, man. Watch, they got that type of power, that force, that energy. They got that like that, man. And you see them, they deal better, they do what they do. Not to say, we just as bad as brothers about a lot of shit, but their energy is different, man. That's just the sisters are just that's a gang of nurturers. You know what I mean? So can you imagine how they nurture one another? You know what I mean? And then put all that nurturing, man, not to work, but to addressing the issues in the community, man, brothers will be healed fairly quick, man. We'll get together. We'll get it together, man. But I think that, man, in order, all this stuff is going to come together as a result of our sisters playing a major role in it. That's what I think. That's what I think. I think our sisters are the ones, the ones. I got Lady Sings the Blues, Roxy. Yep, I got that one. So what I got right now is Lady Sings the Blues, Mahogany, 110th Street, Claudine, Car Wash, Cornbread Earl and Me. I think I might have missed one. I don't know. But if I did, y'all shoot. I'm checking it out, man. I'm checking it out. The homie said, Bubble, you got to watch Black August. Got another one. George Jackson story, all right. Black August, the George Jackson story. Oh, I've seen Attica though. Attica is a classic also, bro. Black August, George Jackson story. All right. And I'm gonna put Attica down there anyway. Attica. Oh, are you talking about the documentary, Attica? Cold one. If you're talking about not the movie, well, it wasn't. I'm thinking, what's that boy name, man? Dustin Hoffman. No, was it the other guy that played Scarface? There was some. I forget the name of the title of the movie, but the Attica I know, the Attica I watched, man, and I first watched it on PBS. And hey, man, that was some gritty shit. That was some cold shit, man. What they was doing up in that joint. Yeah, so I'm gonna check that one out too. Attica's a cold flick. Yeah, Roxy, we got Lady Sings the Blues. Bingo and the All Stars. I don't remember that one. Yeah. Tantrum knows what it do. What's up, man? All right, brother. Good to see you up in here, man. Black fist held high, man. B1. It's good to see you out and about. There you go. It's a good look. There you go. Yeah. You say you're drawing. You got a hand? You draw? All right. All right. We like to see some of that, man. We got the podcast has an email, man. You got some, shoot. I'll throw it on the side screen right here. Just let people get a bar you get out. And the same go for you, C1. Your artwork, you can take pictures of it, you know what I mean? Screenshot it or whatever. Get the email address, man. Send the picture to the email if you want. I'll put it up here. That ain't no problem. That ain't no problem. Yeah, so he died on the streets, huh? Man, I don't know, man. Shit. How long ago was that, the homie? Folks, it shouts out to the moderator, to the commentator and the moderator. All right. Yeah, man. It's all love, homie. Oh, Donna Ross, the Wiz. Yeah, because that was a classic, actually. Oh, we got our weekend lined up. We got to go to the matinee. Yeah, Michael Jackson Polk sung Ben. And I swear that's what my bro was talking about. He was crying when he sang Ben. Hey, shut up, man. Ain't nobody crying, man. I love the fucking song though back then. I like the movie. Oh shit, I didn't write that down either. And then they had that one with Ben in Willard Begin or something like that. I didn't like it though, like I like Ben, you know, it was totally different. Get down, man. Three the Hard Way, Shaft, Blackula, man. Who don't remember Blackula, man? Yeah, crazy for this one. Who don't remember Blackula? Blackula, Three the Hard Way. And there are a lot of others, but when I get to thinking about them, I'm going into that black exploitation space. I was thinking about JD's Revenge, P.D. Restraw, something to that effect. I forget the full name of that one. JD's Revenge, P.D. Restraw. There are a few others, man. They'll come to me. But you know, to me, those were more like black exploitation. You know what I mean? But still, you know, I think when I came home, we were watching the movies. Matter of fact, I haven't seen them in a few years actually, so it wouldn't hurt to watch them. Yeah, that was Three the Hard Way. Another classic, tell you the truth. And Shaft. Yeah. All right. Tantra Nose says, I remember pointing. Tantrum Nose says, I remember pointing at a midget and saying, Mom, look at him. And he turned and gave me the meanest look. I didn't want to play with short people no more. That's funny. Hey, so I don't know if any of you guys are old enough to remember there used to be a small person that lived on the set, man. He had a basketball. He used to always walk up 76 coming from Vermont going towards Hoover. Had a basketball, man. I don't know. But anyway, our little brother, man, Benny Ray, he was just scared of the midget, man. We've been in the front yard playing and shit. And the midget almost like out of nowhere just pop up. You know, I think because he was so short, we didn't see him coming past the gates and shit. But every time he did that, my little brother would take off running and crying. Oh my God, man. Hey, man. Yeah, I keep saying midget, and it's little people. No disrespect, man, to little people. All right. Yeah, man. I'll never forget that, man. We got to talk to my brothers about that. And we knew the guy's name, man. Had a basketball, man, and I swear, you know, just like damn, you know, it made you think, can you really play? You know, you know, just saying, man. Just saying. Hey, Tatra, no, you crazy for that one though. James Cash said it's a must. We do better. I love you all. One real spit, bro. We got to do better, man. Poke Mitchell podcast said, yeah, James, I'm going to get my podcast game up a little. The frustrating thing is trying to get positive messages out and hope that it will. Yeah, man. But what I've come to understand and accept even is that, man, the messages should be out there anyway, bro. Just put them out there. You know what I mean? And don't want to expect, for people to just get them, man, because it may not happen like that. But just put them there, man. And, they'll be there for those that come. You know what I mean? They want to receive it, man, that energy, the power that be, man, whatever, you can get it, get them there. But as long as it's there, that's what matters. You know what I mean? It's there, man. It's in the cut, man. Somebody gonna pull up on it. It'll be right there, homie. So don't the positive messages, man, just make sure they're available when somebody come along, man, to get them, and they might not even know they coming to get that. Just make sure they're there, man, Tantrano said if a woman was president, we would be good. I don't know though, man, because this world is so uh uh patriarchal, you know what I mean? It's so chauvinistic. That I think, and I think a woman would have a very, very hard time trying to run the country, trying to do right by the country, if there are chauvinistic type men around. You know what I mean? Because you got to understand, man, for real, a lot of men don't accept authority from women. They talk a good one, man, but a lot of them don't. That ain't something they was raised with, or they just whether they raised with or not, that's something a lot of them don't think should be. I think what would make a difference if there was a woman president, that her whole administration, or like half of it, were women. And then she put in place in all aspects of the administration, from the military man on down, women, Secretary of State, what I'm saying, the Department of Defense, all those, institutions, man, that mean a lot to us, Fed chairman, all that. As many women as possible in that get out. I think then that would make a big difference. But if you had a woman, man, and for instance, even her vice president wasn't a woman with a dude, she had problems. She wouldn't be able to, man, it'd be so much gridlock. They would create problems just to make her look bad, And I'll tell you, it wouldn't matter what side of the aisle that they be on, Republican or Democrat, even independent. She would have a hard way, man. She would. That's what I think, man. Well, I missed something in that, Pope. Okay, yeah. James, I'm going to get my podcast game up a little. The frustrating thing is trying to get positive messages out and hope that it will wake my people up. Okay, so listen, again, just create it. Have the content ready, bro. That's it, man. That's it. You're doing your part. You're doing your part. Just have the content ready, bro. Be all right. Be all right, man. Don't be frustrated. Be all right. You get it done, man. You will yourself to that. You say, man, go on. You'll be all right, bro. Never worry. James says, Bub, we mentioned this earlier, but I got big homies who got into gardening and what have you. For them, it's a way to give back life in the respect of planting a seed to contribute to nature. And I think I've said this to the RGC myself. I'm a fan of gardening. I actually, sometimes I might brag a little shit, a little about it. I have a green thumb, man. I grow some shit, you know what I mean? But it's our plan here to get established to the point where we got enough acreage, man, to we're gonna grow all our shit. We're gonna grow all our shit, man. And as a matter of fact, because I'm pretty sure I wouldn't, I'm like this, man. I know I'm gonna grow more than enough. So there'll be, enough to go around. You know what I mean? That's something that, I think, yeah, man, that's a good look, man. That would be a good look. It ain't just the fact that I'm planting something in the ground and watching it grow, you know what I mean? But I'm planting it, it's growing. I'm taking care of it. I'm making sure that it gets to where it's supposed to be, how it's supposed to be. Then, man, I'm passing it out. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, Tantrum Knows said, Poke Mitchell Podcast TV, You got this, homie. I feel the same, you know, but you got it, bro. You can do that shit. All right, Queen and Zinga say, James Cash, how you doing this evening, my brother? Sending that black love your way. James said, man, for all those we have hurt or worse, we got to make up for our wrongs. Again, time doesn't have patience or pauses. It keeps on rolling. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, we have to do better, man. And then a lot of us, we have to find a way to redemption. You know what I mean? Or to just serving the people. We did such a disservice, you know, to the people, man. We have to find a way to serve the people now. We owe them that. I owe them, you know. Poe says, I'm not going to stop putting positive messages out because my heart is big and my love for the people that I love is bigger. Tell the truth, homie. Yeah. Hey, the homie, you say Samuel Jackson is in the movie Attica? Yeah, the Attica, I'm talking about, it was a documentary though. Okay, hold on. I gotta write that down so I don't fuck around and watch the wrong one. You said Samuel L. Jackson is excuse me. Okay. James responded to Queen Nzinga, said, Queen Nzinga, I'm maintaining daily and holding my head up. Thank you, Queen. I appreciate you and yours. I hope all is well with you. Nothing but love and the utmost respect to you. Happy Thursday, 1. There you go. You go on, James, say talents are all out there. And we had that conversation, man. There's nobody on the face of this earth, man, who is more capable. You know, that's what I think. Not just more capable, man, but more gifted, intelligent, you know, skilled, you know, blessed. You know, might not seem like it, but we are, man. We are all that, man. We are all that. Folks, I got 11 fingers right now. But I'm here, good people. All right, take your time, bro. C1 said, take photos so we can all see. That'll be cool. All right, Tantrum said, okay, bet. I got you, homie. Thank you. Yeah, man. Hold on. Let me put the email, man. And this email, anybody in the RGC, man, can use this email, man. 1 second, everybody. Make sure I do it right. I'll be freaking you up. Yeah. Oh, wrong way. There we go. Okay. That was fairly simple. All right, there's the email address. A Tantrum. There's the email address. All right. That go for you as well, C1. Use it. More than welcome to use it. All love, C1. We love you. Be safe out there. All right. Take care of yourself. Petey Wheatstraw, the devil's son-in-law. That's how that go. Yeah. The devil's son-in-law. Excuse me, y'all. The devil's son-in-law. I think I'm gonna watch a whole lot of movies this weekend. Yeah, man. The George McKenna story. George McKenna. All right, JRL. I see you up in the Get Down. Welcome back. You said the George McKenna story, huh? I don't think I heard of that one, but okay. Okay. Yeah, I haven't heard of that one. I wouldn't be surprised though when I watch it, the ones I don't recall, don't remember, they come on the screen like, oh yeah. All right, welcome back, JRL though. Good to see you back in this Get Down, bro. Hopefully everything has been everything. You and yours are blessed, man. Hey, it's good luck, man. Appreciate you up in this joint, y'all. Hey, everybody, like, share, comment, and subscribe if you see fit to this Get Down, man. But for sure, man, like and send comments. You know that matters, man. We appreciate it. Um, that's what matters. These comments more than anything. And I told somebody, I was talking to somebody, one of the loved ones at a podcast, and saying they don't read the comments, all of them. I've said, man, I read all my comments. And I'm at the point or stage now where on social media, man, if when I read them, I also answer them now. You know what I mean? I think it's worth it. Busted loose. I remember that one too. Yeah. This is Under the Groove podcast, as everyone should know by now, man. You're all welcome, man. And this thing, man, this is where we come. We just hang out, man. For the most part, everything we do, man, is above board. Um, and it always have, our get out don't always have to be about, we've been angry about something. I mean, I think some anger is warranted. You know what I mean? But I've been smiling a lot tonight. You had a few laughs, so I would like to always participate in that type of get on my people as well. You know what I mean? Because there's one thing, man. We got jokes, we got laughter, man. That goes hand in hand. I think with our love. That's what our music, our love for music, our love for each other, man. We got that. A lot of us don't know it, but it's there. Laughter, man. I could recall being poor, and we were kids, man. But I don't know how. Again, man, we forgot we were poor, man. You know, we forgot we were poor, man. I'm telling you, these games and shit. We had every damn game you think about. We were poor though. Shit, we get there, we have a good time, man. But I'm saying all that to say, man, look, we don't always have to. I get it. But I think laughter is also good for our souls. You know what I mean? Joy, especially, you know, is some of what the cure requires. You know what I mean? So we gotta have that, man. Don't think for a minute that it don't do anything for you, because it does. You know, the soul, man. It's a cold piece, man, but in a good way. Whole lot to it, y'all. Yeah. Little H stop. I seen that, man. You say free Grinch walk, free Wild Bunch just went down for $1 million getaway. Yeah, man. Giveaway. All right, but yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, man. Brother's gonna find a way, man. You know, we gonna get it to the point where shit like that we don't got to be, risking our freedom over, potentially our lives. You know what I mean? Brother's gonna find a way, man. James says, what we done to ourselves over the last half century ain't cool. And I'm not blaming nobody. I fucked up too in major ways. But here I am learning from my mistakes and pushing forward as a whole. And I think, yeah, that's the thing. Again, life, man, takes us through some shit. And for the most part, a lot of us, we ain't gonna get it, man, till we got it. You know what I mean? And that's the part that I think you're saying, and I'm saying, a lot of us are saying about our youth, man. Let's try to find a way for them not to have to go through it to get it. You know, let's find a way to come together, man, and give it to them so that that they'll always have it, and when they come across them, they'll know that ain't what they need. You know what I mean? That ain't gonna serve them. You know, that's what I think, man, needs to be done. And I tell you, the more, man, we have these conversations and we embed what we speak about and what we love, what we're talking about, will be the more that we start to speak out and let it come out around others. You know what I mean? That's something I think is missing. Again, I think one of our issues, man, in the communities, with us as a people, is a lack of communication. That's what I think. You just imagine, man, that we got over whatever it is we going through, we think we're going through one another, man. We're gonna get a whole lot done. And I tell you, man, we'll turn the world on its ear. Real shit. Anyway, James said, man, yeah, you said that, man. The homie said, Bub, a good movie is Hard to Kill, Steven Seagal versus Rastafarian Streetface or Scarface. Man, I can't stand Steven Seagal, man. I have to say. And Jean-Claude Van Damme, another one. Them bastards, man. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't like no damn Steven Seagal though, man. I ain't feeling that fool. Street face. Not street face. Okay. Screw face. Okay. Pope Mitchell say, you right, Bub, with the positive messages. On point. They'll be there. Again, man, they'll be there, man. You never know who's going to come through and going to need them to be there, That's what it is, man. That's what it is. Yep. Mr. Kevin Lil Zoe Reed. What it do, loved one? Good evening, right back to you, man. Miss Lil Zoe, man, says good evening, Bub, Big Bub, and the listeners. Lil Zoe checking in. Good to see you, brother. How you been, man? Huh? How you been, man? I hope that all is well, man. It's Grand Rising, man. Everything's everything, man. You own your game. Yeah, man. Good to see you in here with us, bro. There you go. Raymond Skull, what it do, loved one? He says, salute, Bub. Shout out to the Royal Group congregation. Peace and blessings to everyone in the chat. And right back to you, bro. Hopefully you're home, you're warm, man. You know what I mean? Got your feet kicked up, man, chilling. Get it in, bro. Get it in. I spoke about you earlier, man. And like I said to you, man, I said to the RGC, man, yeah, you got a hand, man. You get. I think it's there. You got a talent. You look like a natural. So I'm waiting to see what you're gonna drop because I want to get in. I want to check it out, man. Do the damn thing, man. Same go for you, Pope. And that go actually for any of you guys, man. Any of the queens and kings in the get out. I'm saying, man, the more the merrier. That means, man, that the group, those who are spreading or trying to dispense positivity, man, is getting bigger. And then that means then more people are going to run across or come across what they need most. Positive vibes, man. You know what I mean? That real love, man. They not getting that shit that's poisoning them. That's full of toxins. And, the toxicity, man. That's all we got on the internet, man. That's it. So the more of us that come into this space, man, on social media, man, with positivity, speaking to be one, being everything, man, first and foremost, we're going to reach those who we're supposed to reach, man. That's what I think. Like, so again, the more the merrier. We can get it done. Yeah, real shit. Poke, you say UTG never disappointing and greatness is around the corner. It feels good to know that B1 folk know they matter. See y'all on the next one. Much love. Always. I'll holler at you, Poke, man. Take care, man. And happy Thursday to you, bro. Do what it do, all right? And hopefully we'll tap in tomorrow. All right, Tantrum Nose. He says, man, I teach the youth every day, homie. I motivate them and teach them through my downfalls. There you go. That type of service for the community. So then not only you're a teacher, you're a mentor. You know, you lacing these young ones, man, correctly, you know. Man, I didn't know that, man. All right, man. I salute that, bro. I respect that. We do. Pretty sure we respect that. It's a good look, man. I'm telling you, I was talking to Miz today and I said, man, shit, I got to figure out a way to get involved. But see, and also, I have nephews and nieces, you know. I don't see them enough, you know. I'm not involved with them enough. And I need to correct that, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'll pull up on them, you know what I mean? Especially if they're acting up. I'm pulling up, you know. But I pull up on them, but I don't pull up on them enough, you know. And they're both, where all of them are at an age where, yeah, man, we need, you know, I need, you know, my brothers, you know, we need to be around them so that they don't get caught up, man. They don't get snatched, man, in this get down, man. So yeah, I appreciate reading that from you, Tantrum. Yeah, man. Mr. Kevin Lil Reed said, blessed. And I say, aren't we all? Aren't we all, bro? Penitentiary of Jane Kennedy. Another classic, man. Another classic. Man. Body and Soul or Penitentiary, yeah. Leon Isaac Kennedy, yeah. And Jane Kennedy. Good movies. I like the Mac. Too far right, you know, but again, both those are black exploitation movies. But you know, don't get me wrong, I've watched them. I think it probably was a year ago we watched Superfly, you know, just you know, get a greater just to watch it again. The Mac could have been maybe 5 years ago. I watched it. We watched it. You know, crazy thing is, back in the day as children, put us in the back seat of the car. We went to the Vermont Drive-In, you know, watched Superfly and the Mac. You know, that was a thing, man, back then, man. A ritual with black folk, man. Hit the drive-in. Hey, you see everybody at the drive-in. Ain't it something, man, they took away the drive-ins? Oh, well, you know, there aren't drive-ins like there used to be, you know. That's crazy. You know, looking at the situation now, though, that might be a good thing, you know. It might have been a good thing that they're not there, man. Because can you imagine the bullshit we be faced with right now if the drive-ins existed? Shaka Zulu, classic. I ain't watching no Roots, man. I watch Shaka Zulu because they getting down. I ain't gonna watch no damn Roots, though. I'm sorry about that. All right, Shaka Zulu. I can do that one too. Yeah, man. Listen, everybody, it's always an honor, a pleasure to sit with you guys, man. Chop it up, man. Touching bases with the people is something I look forward to, especially now, 4 days a week. You know, man, we're going to mess around and somebody going to be talking about 5 days a week. You know, all right, you know, it may happen. It may happen. Shit, 7 days a week. It may happen. Because like I said, I don't mind doing this, you know, and I know I have a few hours in my day. I can make, you know what I mean? I can make time for that. because I know I'll mess with my Call of Duty on my phone for an hour. You know what I mean? Shit, it's never been 2 hours, but I know for a fact I do Call of Duty for an hour. You know, so I could utilize that time, use that time, come to sit down with my brothers and sisters, touch bases with brothers and sisters, you know, give time just to focus, you know, and talk with one another. You know, that's something I could see, see myself doing, and hopefully you guys can see that as well, you know, hopefully. Oh, that's what happened, Queen and Ziga. I sad to say I was gone. She said we start to make the drive-ins into war zones. I didn't know that. Young blood. Yep. Okay. But we just got to get involved, you know. We got to get involved, man. Do the best we can do. Again, earlier today, Big Miz sent me a video, man, of one of his mentoring classes, man, and I'm telling you, it just brought a whole new vibe to me, man. You know what I mean? I mean, man, I felt it in my core, man. My soul was like happy, like, dang, man, you know. So that's a good look, man. And I put it up on Under Groove Podcast. Show us some love, everybody. You know, go check it out, man. Leave a comment for the brother, you know. That's something he did, you know what I mean? And then he was gracious enough, man, to say, "Here, bub, you know, you could post it if you want, you know." Like, serious? Like, yeah, you ain't said nothing but a word, homie. I'm posting that thing right now, you know. And I did that. But it's on both channels at All Things Politics 26, and for sure it's on Under the Groove Podcast. We're gonna cut out now. I just like for everybody to know, man, that it ain't nothing but love between us, man. And I'm not just talking about us in the RGC, man. I'm talking about, man, our people, man. I was, like I say, man, we're so distracted, man, and you know, we're blinded right now. But that love exists, man. Especially for one's own, you know, it's there, man. We got to just fight through the morass, man. It's a whole lot of BS going on, man. That's distracting, you know, that's trying to kill the souls of our people, you know. That love is in there, man. And I'm telling you, the only thing that's going to save the souls of, you know, black folk is our love, man. That's it. That being said, man, you guys take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, all right? Love yourself so that you can love the next person who may need it more than you know. Only way you can give love is if you have it, you know? So with that said, man, power is in the people, all right? You have been, and you will be Under the Groove. Take care of one another, y'all. Peace.
Count the names, count the bodies, count the victory. Cullen Hughes, Hurston writing future history. From the Apollo to the Borough to the Sphere. Where the echo of those Harlem nights still ringing clear. So when they ask what happened in those tenement flats, between the spirituals and where consciousness is at, tell them we transform suffering to scholarship and song. Tell them we've been telling you we're brilliant all along. The Renaissance will prologue every decade since the sequel. Every black child born's continuation of the people who survived the Middle Passage, survived the Jim Crow laws, and built magnificence from nothing but their vision and their flaws. That's in the Sarge. This is once a less than Hatters, hats, and Mercedes. Please don't you, I can't stop us. Power sensitive, but you the applause for polls. Need your data, talks and counsel, any problem when the wet just wanna build the seats and bait. Now don't get the pause. It's just the raising up the times, plead the markets off the main. Make it on the fans, turn and neck and love the durn. Suffer like a kesha. You were wrong to preaching up on side as each alone, bitch on the shit and untrue seeing vets and wonder very inch on Gary Land. Be hell in heaven, you see what the bonafide. You wait something for the marker, make to keep them from the trumpets on the boats to the singer land is carried open slowly. Keep us looking on my mother, break your generosity for the heat and let the blessed be. It's every time we keep a spawn.